so much to give. Understand me, Portland. Since we got to organize and mobilize to live, we love you, Portland. There's nothing wrong with us loving the people and giving ourselves to the rev can never be wrong if the love is mass-based. Anak bayan, Portland.
Congratulations, Anak Bayan Portland. Dugang kadasig from all of us here in Anak Bayan ABEastBay.
Anak Bayan Seattle. Congratulations, Anak Bayan Portland, on your founding.
Lumalakas, lumalawak, lumalaban, Anak Bayan!
I joined AB because I wanted to learn about the untold history and stories of the Philippines and to continue the fight towards genuine justice.
Lumalakas, lumalawak, lumalaban, Anak Bayan!
Okay, so why I joined AB. The way I always explain it is I think throughout my college days, especially like my freshman, sophomore and junior years, there's a lot of I was surrounded by a group of friends, a circle of friends, a community that was I think really trying to understand like what their identities meant to them, you know, and I remember you know, us together as a group kind of struggling to find like what it means to be like a person of color, or for some folks like what does it mean to be a queer person of color, or what does it mean to be Afro-Latino, what does it mean to be mixed race, you know, what are all the complicated dynamics between different races, and like, you know, the historical context behind that and how that affects communities today. And I remember my junior year in college, our school newspaper had actually published like a really racist newspaper heading, or front page, and it was just basically a recycled stereotype of black men's that kind of its creation was originated from, you know, times during slavery, and so it was still being practiced today at this supposed social justice campus, and so there's like a whole lot of organizing around that on campus. I remember you know, students also organizing around like the homophobia on campus, and there was a queer justice rally because of that. I also remember what's it called? I also remember doing some of my first bits of organizing, which was a friend of mine had approached me about helping unionize some of our cafeteria workers at the school, and so I kind of, you know, did that work as well, and I think all this whole process was like, you know, kind of like radicalizing me and politicizing me, and you know, I think at the time, like, just organizing, political work, activism, standing up and uniting for your rights as a community, it was just a heated time, and you know, all that was happening like 2013 to 2014. And I remember during 2013 I had attended um, the uh, the Northwest Filipino American Student Alliance, NWFASA, and you know, I was coming into this conference having the context of all this like political work happening around me by, you know, my circle of friends and our surrounding community. And I remember the first workshop I took was actually by the Portland Committee for Human Rights in the Philippines, PCHIRP, and I think I remember it being about like just being Filipino, and the identity in the Filipino identity and having that identity in, you know, the States and growing up Filipino. And I remember being so moved by a spoken word poem that was presented at that time, and you know, it moved me to tears, and I just felt like, dang, like, you know, there's so much struggle too in being Filipino. There's so much to learn more about that. And then adding on to that, right after that, I went to an Anak Bayan Seattle workshop where we were talking about immigration. And at the time, I believe it was like 4,000 Filipinos leaving the Philippines daily. And I just remember being so astounded at that, like, what kind of like troubles could possibly make 4,000 Filipinos leave our homeland daily. You know, I just knew that there's a lot of context behind that. There's a lot of things I didn't even know that were happening this very day to our own people. And I got excited because this was kind of me embracing me being Filipino, but also learning the true meaning behind that, understanding what it truly means to be Filipino, and you know, that's why I ended up joining. I mean, I joined a year later because I had to, you know, I wasn't quite yet focused on, okay, I'm gonna organize. It was more so, hold up, let me finish school and do all this stuff. But yeah, that's why I ended up joining, is because, you know, I really saw that there's a need to, especially here, to understand what it truly means to be Filipino. And you know, when I did find it, you know, I felt complete. You know, in our movement, we learned that to be Filipino is to stand up, for ourselves, and to resist. Since the time of Spanish colonization, when we reclaimed the word Filipino for ourselves, up until now, we're still resisting. You know, we're still fighting to keep our homelands free from all types of oppression, from imperialism. You know, and I think it's a great honor to partake in the struggle, and it's a great honor to partake in being truly what it means to be Filipino. So that's kind of a short / long response to why I joined AB. So
Init na pagbati po ang pinapabot ng Anak Bayan Philippines, ang punang kanyang mga kasapi at lahat ng balangay sa buong mundo sa ating mga kasama sa Anak Bayan Portland sa kanila pong kauna-unahang General Assembly. Napapanahon po ang ating pagtitipong ito, lalo na mahalaga na pagkaisahin ang lahat ng kabataang Pilipino para isulong ang interes ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Mabuhay po kayo at asahan niyo po ang pagsuporta ng lahat po ng mga anak bayan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo.
Gikan sa inyong mga kauban dinhi sa Anak Bayan Canada, congratulations sa inyong unang asembleya no sa Anak Bayan Portland.
Ang among mensahe para sa inyo ipadayon no ang pambansang demokratikong pakigbisog, padayon lang sa pakigbisog para sa atong tinuod no na nakalayaan no para sa atong nasod Pilipinas. Mabuhay mo din ha ug padayon ug mabuhay ang sambayanang lumalaban.
Congratulations Anak Bayan Portland. Greetings from Anak Bayan Europe. Mabuhay kayo. Tuloy-tuloy natin yung paglaban ng kinabukasan ng mga kabataang Pilipino at buong sambayanang Pilipino. Padayon.
So I went on a Filipino activist walk down in Pioneer Square here in Seattle this time last year, and yeah, just noticing how much of the Filipino identity had kind of been censored in my education, and wanting to reconnect with something that was actually mine. Yeah, my own history, my parents' history, going back however long that goes, was something I felt like I needed to do for my own identity and for me, but also in a way to serve people the best way. So that's why I joined AB.
From the Anak Bayan chapters of
San Diego, Long Beach,
Inland Empire.
Los Angeles.
Congratulations, AB Portland!
Alright, 12 bagsak!